What it is, good people, what it is. It is your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the non-resident, the bad wolf, here to entertain. All right, so what is this particular video about? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're going to be talking about the private sector. The what? Oh, yeah. What is the private sector? See, these individuals who operate on an international jurisdiction are forcing contracts on us. Now, some of them weren't forced. Let's be honest. Let's be the devil's advocate here. We didn't do our own research because we didn't know what was going on. That's fraud. You brought me into this the boom boom room, and I didn't know what was going on in this piece. All right, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to go in the back door. All right, or the back room. So what is the private sector? The private sector is what we've been talking about the entire time, but we have not been addressing it properly to these officials. See, all of the officials are in the public. The parent company, all the way up the ladder, is based in an international agreement to provide a for-profit service to us individuals. Now, the reason why I say individuals or persons, natural persons, is because when you use the all caps name or any of their stuff, at that moment, you are engaging in their PMA, which is a private members association. It's a private group. They can recognize that you're a member of them or of theirs by the all caps name. Congress gave them the ability to do that. We gave Congress the ability to do that. Now, the rest of us have been asleep at the wheel. Yeah, while they've been conducting business, because they mean business. So they're authorized to be here. They have our own fellow American nationals, de jure citizens of the United States in a geographical sense, operating these institutions as police officers and agents or whatever else, but they're not American. Not when they're in that capacity. They're public servants, and they're foreign de facto. Doesn't matter that the names look like they're American. If they're in all caps, if they're a corporation that was registered through the state, which is registered through Washington, D.C., which is owned by people over in Europe, then they are de facto. If you don't see the word America or de jure or republic or United States in the geographical sense, then it's them. Totally hidden evil and mother effers. Them. That's what that stands for in my vocab. So them boys is always against us, and they don't even know why. They're just like, oh, keep them sovereign S's down or sovereign C's down. Go out there and do your duty as a U.S. citizen. Well, yeah. See, the problem is that you're operating in two capacities, but when you're in their jurisdiction using their stuff, and you're not operating as a non-resident or a private citizen, a natural person, in the private sector, these are the key words, guys. These are the words we need to be using. Some of y'all hearing this for the first time here. First. So the Supreme Court and the Federal District Court, Federal Court will step in, Supreme Court will step in if it gets out of hand. It's what they were doing with the okay? Because they're waiting for us to complain, and we're not complaining. We're asleep at the wheel, and Uncle Merv's got his hands down our pants, and he's driving us to where he wants to go. You didn't filled out real nice, boy. That's what it is. Okay. So when if you are enjoying the privilege, the license, and the benefits, they will not step in because you are using them and you are enjoying them. And now you want to complain. You cannot do that. Unless it's heinous, then they'll say, okay, you went a little too far on homeboy here. Yeah, we get it. He was either just driving or doing right to travel, and you got officers went too far or whatever else. Okay. All right, it's too far. Why? Because you have both. Let's take a look at some interesting pieces here, shall we? Now, this is going to come to you from a law firm. So this ain't even me. As your favorite non-belligerent, non-combatant, treaty with the United States. This is education and entertainment purposes only. I present the information just like Home Depot. What you do with the information is on you. I just provide you with tools. What you do with them is on you. I take no responsibilities. All right, without further ado, let's make it happen. All right. Now, I don't have any relation with this particular law firm. This is just up here as information. But that's what they got to say here. National status means you are a non-citizen. Okay, so let's take a look here. What is the national status? Non-citizen. A U.S. national, non-citizen, is a native of an American territorial possession. Nationals are entitled to all of the legal protections of a U.S. citizen. Would have, but do not have the complete political. So they're telling you right here, you are in a political system. This is your PMA, your private members association, or your political members association. Here it is. Rights of a U.S. citizen. Okay. While all U.S. citizens are U.S. nationals, not every U.S. national is a U.S. citizen. This falls under 8 U.S.C. 8 U.S.C. 1101 22B, which is what I've been telling you is since day one, or actually day two. My bad, day two. Now, here they're going to say very few fall into the category of non-cit. Now, here they're changing it up. Okay. They just went from non-citizen. Okay, so the national status means you're not a citizen. But now here, watch the hijack. Okay, this is something different. Because even right here, they just say U.S. nationals. Okay, but now they're changing it. This is different. So this is not the same thing. Very few fall into the category of a non-citizen U.S. national. So what they're really talking about here is the small possessions. Okay, so check it out. As defined in the Immigration Nationality Act, currently, only those born with the ties to the outlying U.S. possessions, so U.S. possessions of America, Samoa, and Swine Islands, full term, non-citizen national. So this is a third thing. Remember, there's 5 different statuses. This is the third one here. Okay? Because here, look, it says U.S. possession, meaning these 2 areas right here. But up here, it says American territorial possession. 2 separate things. 2 separate things. That's why they're not using the exact same wording listed out the same way. It makes it confusing. Job well done. Currently, only those born to ties to outlying possessions of the U.S. possessions of America, Samoa, and Swine are born into non-citizen United States nationals. Okay, that's a different word altogether. Similar, not the same. The same applies for those born outside of those possessions, but born to one or more non-citizen. Now, see here, look. Now we've got the term just non-citizen national. See? Okay. So the same, so they're saying basically you're the same thing, but if you're born outside of these possessions, well, where's outside these possessions that you can be born? In the territorial republic states, all 50 in the geographical sense, you are non-citizen nationals. Why? Because your parents were also non-citizen nationals. Now here we go. Back to this recent term, non-citizen nationals. Okay, it's not the term non-citizen U.S. nationals. Now we're just non-citizen nationals. Okay, are allowed to reside and work in the United States without restrictions. This is why you can do this on your SS5. And who brought that to you? The Wolf. Woo! Badwolf brought that to you. No one else was rocking that. Okay. They are giving U.S. passports with special endorsements. This is where the 09 all code comes in at. Stating that the holder is a U.S. national and not a U.S. citizen. Now, they no longer do this. So this information right here is outdated. A non-citizen national may apply for citizenship under the same rules, which means, yeah, you can apply as a non-citizen national. We de jure American can apply to be a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. If you contact the Department of Immigration, they're going to send you a letter back if you do a FOIA, and they're going to pull your name. They're going to say you are not a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. Why? Because we were not born one. So although non-citizen nationals are protected by and sworn allegiance to the United States, they are not granted the same rights and benefits as full meaning 14th Amendment U.S. citizens. Since nationals are not citizens, they cannot vote in elections of federal politicians. Politicians means political, a political party, and the president. This is what the guy at the post office told me years ago. He said, if you choose to be a state citizen, now they're referring to that as a national. You see the hijack there. Instead, nationals vote for delegate to send to the U.S. House of Representatives. This is us, the Republic, House of Representatives. This representative provides input but cannot vote on the House affairs. Now check it out. Here we go. Let's bring it down now. Bring it down now. Non-citizen nationals are also protected by United States Bill of Rights on top of the laws of their home government. Wait, home government? So you can have your own home government. Who's the home government? Because U.S. citizens are also protected by these. That's why they're saying, well, the Constitution, really, if you want to be technical. But so non-citizen nationals are also protected. Shouldn't even really say also. It should say are protected. Concerning taxation, non-citizen nationals are exempt from paying federal income taxes or taxes to the federal government on wealth accrued within the territory. So if you're in the territory, you can be tax exempt. Outside of it, you're definitely tax exempt. But if you're in it, you can also claim to be tax exempt if you claim that you're a non-citizen national or a non-resident. Each state has a non-residency form. Territories, commonwealths, and possessions may, however, implement taxation plans which mirror those of the United States. So if you're in one of these territories, possessions, commonwealths, which really mean that they're operated, at least that there's a government there that is exercising its ability over that area. Now, if it's American, you still have the right to be tax exempt. And actually, in all of these, you have the right to be tax exempt. But you may have to create an entity, whether with your name or a church or whatever else, to be tax exempt. Otherwise, in general, if you are participating, or if you're outside of our country and you have no Constitution and Bill of Rights, then yes, you are taxable. And if you operate as a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen anywhere around the world, then you are taxable, unless you're in the private sector. You're operating privately. You are non-resident. You stop using the social and you get another public transmitting utility number and name. Okay. Here's where they bring it down to make what I'm talking about true. They also receive economic assistance through some, but not all, national benefits, programs, or services, such as Social Security. Now, why would they say that? Why would they say you don't get all that stuff? Because if you are saying that you are this de jure national, this king, queen, privateer, private sector person, you are saying that you are the king, the financier, the creditor, the secured party creditor of your kingdom or queendom, right? So then that means you don't get their benefits. Social Security is one of their benefits. They take your money and they give it back to you. Well, most of some part, they give you some back. All right. If you live that long, trust me, they know how to run the numbers. They know that 90% of you guys are not going to collect all of what you are owed from what you've put in and what they've taken from you. It's a business for profit. The house always wins unless you operate your casinos like Donald Trump. All right. So you don't qualify for everything if you're in the private. If you're operating privately, now you can operate in both. You just have to know how to do that. That's what we show here. And for the love of God, you don't have to operate underneath someone else's nation. Why? If you're watching this right now and you're operating under somebody else's nation, why are you making them rich? Why are you making them wealthy? The forefathers wanted you to operate your own nation, which is your last name, privately, and only use the public side if you need public benefits. You need a helping hand, or you want to work for the state. 99.99999999999999999 of you are not supposed to be in the public. That's why you don't know how to do commerce, because they are trained in how to do commerce. You are not. But you were brought there fraudulently by your parents, and you did it to your kids, and your parents' parents did it to them, and your parents' parents did it to them, and so on and so forth, since its inception. Okay. So now let's take a gander at some other stuff, shall we? I was just humming Go-Go Power Rangers. Really? Oh. Long live Voltron. Okay, let's check out another screen. Private person. What? Told you guys. Told you. Under 19 USC 2571, Section 9, private person. The term private person means an individual who is a citizen or a national. Look, right here. Boom. I like how they're doing citizen of the United States. This is what this means. Citizen of the United States or a national of the United States. Okay. Remember, citizen now encompasses all of the statuses in that word. National still means that you're loyal to the Republic and you're underneath the United States of America's jurisdiction in the geographical sense. A private person can be a corporation. Oh, so corporations can be private too. Okay, that's a PMA. Or other legal entity. So what is a legal entity? Organized or existing under the law of any state, whether for profit or not for profit. So not taxable. But what's a legal entity? Okay, back double talk right here. All right. Example of a legal entity. So these are corporations, meaning they're not alive. Notice how they don't say anything about a living person. A living person. Okay, right here. In law, a legal person, meaning a legal entity, is a person, is any person or thing that can do the things as a human person is usually able to do in law. Okay. An entity refers to a person. So now you notice they didn't say natural person. These are the key words, guys. So a legal person does not say natural because natural means living. So they're just saying a person. Person does not mean a living being. In this case, it just means an entity. They're synonymous. Entity usually means business, and person also means business or to a person or organization. Can an individual be a legal entity? So a legal entity is a person. Does not say natural person. Possessing separate and distinct legal rights, such as an individual. So these, well, we know here. These two can be one or double people, and this is multiple people running it, who can run it. So it says possessing separate, okay, but yet distinct. But don't be fooled, okay? Especially here, because the corporation is a non-living thing operated by multiple people. Partnership, double usually, or triple. Individual, one. So you have to be careful how you interpret this information because these are not, it's not how you think you're reading them. What is not a legal entity? A non-corporation or an unincorporated entity. And what do we just say? Partnerships, right? Did we not just see that up here? Told you. See, look, separate and distinct, but having similar rights. Not the same thing. And the sole proprietorship, meaning you by yourself in your natural. These have no legal distinctions from the owners. So that means they're saying, as far as they're concerned legally, you are that entity, you are that sole prop, you are that partnership, you are that unincorporated company, which means that if that is really you, you are not taxable unless you elect to be taxed or you claim that what you're making is income. Look up your non-residence form for your states. Okay. Now let's jump over to juridical person. A juridical person is a non-human legal person. So look, there it is, non-human, but legal person. That is not a single natural person. I told you guys right here. Not a single natural person, but an organization recognized by law as a fictitious person. Fictitious is fake. A fake person. The juridical process relates to the administration of law. The judicial process is a series of steps a legal dispute goes through. Yeah, okay. In law, a human person is called a natural person, sometimes called a physical person. And a non-human person is called a juridical person, sometimes referred to as juristic, artificial, legal, meaning inside of their maritime admiralty corporation world, or a fictitious person. Boom. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Juridical person versus natural person. Natural person is a human being. Juridical person is an entity with law attributes, personality, persona, a mask. There it is. Breaking it down. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go back to sharing the screen so you guys can see like how I look up this stuff. Capitis dimuto or capitis dimutio, term from Roman laws is what we're using, or they're using on us. Refers to the extinguishing, either in whole, so all of it, or in part, of a person's former status or legal capacity. Okay. This involves the loss of liberty, citizenship, and family, being made a slave or a prisoner of war. Loss of citizenship. So now let's look what capitis means. Okay. Black Law's Dictionary explains the full capitalization of letters. Okay. So capitis is capital, to capitalize. Name in all capitals. The use of capital letters. Or uppercase. Apparently, it has something to do with bald spots too. Ooh, fungus. Well, let's hear about that. Okay. Private citizen means a citizen of the United States of America. This is from the Law Insider. So, in other words, you have to speak Latin and understand that capitis is to capitalize. You can hear it in the word. Now, we know it's in Black Law's Dictionary. All right. So I'd have to find it online right now. You already did a video on that, so I'm not going to go over that part. So I digress. So a private citizen means any citizen of the United States of America who is summoned and requested by the sheriff to assist the sheriff or any other police personnel as defined. Okay. Means a natural person who is not a sole trader, sole, S-O-L-E instead of S-O-U-L, trader, and independently carries out registered activity or activity specified by a regulation. Private citizen means any natural person other than a police officer. So if you are operating with their stuff, you are one of them. Otherwise, you have the right to be a private citizen, which means you are opposite of a police officer, which means you're in the private. Now here we have the Department of Justice talking about requirements that private citizens, so private sector, be appointed from private life to national councils for humanities. Now, we're not going to go into all this one right now. Long read. So what is the private sector? The part of the national economy that is not under direct government control. The private sector is a part of the economy, sometimes referred to as the citizen sector, which is owned by private groups. Usually means an establishment of for-profit or non-profit. I mean, you can be either if you want to. In the private, you can be for-profit or non-profit. Private sector examples, you're being a sole proprietorship. You can be a sole proprietorship and be tax exempt. Privately owned small businesses like contractors, designers, blah, 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 small firms. You can also be a large one. McDonald's would be, a large private sector employer. Right here, Department of Justice recognizes private citizens. These are also referred to as non-residents. Now, a non-resident alien is somebody not from here. It comes here to live or do business or hang out or whatever. So there's only two types of United States citizens, or excuse me, citizens in the United States. So citizen, citize, to bring on board the ship and to be under the jurisdiction of that vessel within the United States. Either you're born here or you're naturalized. Okay. 5 types of national citizenships in the United States. The one who's got rights, duties, and benefits. Civic participation. Dual citizenship. Your family's got a history of citizenship. You are here by birthright. You've been naturalized. Honorary and corporate. This is what they do to us. Turn you into corporate citizens. I am not a corporate citizen. Okay. So here what they're doing is they're combining in the term U.S. citizen. So somebody of the 50 states, DC, and all these places, they're putting them all into one term, U.S. citizen. You have the right to differentiate yourself and say that you are a state citizen. You have to add your statement into whatever it is you're turning in. That I am not a U.S. citizen. I do not want I'm not to be construed as being part of all of the political, corporate, and whatever else. I'm not all of those things. I have the right to not be. And if I tried to be that and you didn't think I was, it would be fraud. So you can't tell me what I am, what I'm is. So remember, guys, you are non-residents. You are private sector. You are state citizens. You are national of the United States in the geographical sense. All other claims are void. However, You have the right to use those tools when you see fit. Well, Wolf, how can you do that? I mean, don't you, if you have it, doesn't that mean you have to be in? No, because you never sworn to being any of those citizenships. Citizens, you have to take a pledge. You don't get it because you're just chilling there. You know, I used to date this girl from another country. She was here a long time, and at no point in time was she ever had the powers of a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen nor national. Why? Because she didn't qualify. She didn't take a oath. She didn't pass the tests, all that good jazz. So they cannot tell you that's what you are. When they bestow that on you, they put it in the all caps name. It is the 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. Now, if she takes the test, which I think she has by now, then she's swearing that she is. But she also then gets the national status as well. Okay, they cannot tell you who and what you are. You get to tell them who and what you are. You own you. God created man, man created laws. Man created laws to govern man who cannot govern themselves. We cannot be more powerful than our creator. The laws that we create cannot be more powerful than man. That is it, guys. That is it. So a little bit on the private sector versus the infamous sovereign citizen. All right. Once again, all that term means is that you don't know how to operate in commerce. You don't know the difference between the private sector and the public. You don't know how to remove yourself from these things properly. That's what that means. And because that is technically a violation, that's why people have problems. That's why they go after those people. Got to provide your declaration of not being a enemy of the state, nor a belligerent combatant. I am neutral. Levitica is a neutral state. We're just here to do business and have some fun and education. Now, yes, of course, some people are out there doing it wrong on purpose. Not purposefully. And once that's why you have to learn everything there is before just doing. So always vet not only mine, but other people's information. All right. So that is it, guys. I will talk to you later. Don't forget to hit that bell, like, and subscribe on the way out. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves. And I'll make some more videos because we got some more fire stuff coming up. Now that we are done with all the basic videos, I got good stuff like this bad boy here. So let's just shut down all the trolls and the lawyers with this right here. What does that say? Constitutional law. What? Yeah. So for all those out there, when the lawyer's like, oh, Wolf doesn't know what he's talking about. Now, I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's because my law supersedes yours. Because we deal with the Constitution. 100 Supreme Court cases everybody should know, because the Constitution of the United States of America in the geographical sense is the supreme law of the land, along with the Supreme Court and the Federal District Court. Your Article 1 courts don't supersede my Article 3, my Bill of Rights, me living in the private sector, me being a non-resident. Now, if I play ball in your game, I use the all caps name, but you can't tell me I am what you want me to be. I have the luxury. You don't. The public officers do not have the luxury of using it or not using it. When they're on, they're on. We can be anything we want at any point in time. Now, unless I'm operating with my state or driver's license, which I don't have. But if I had those things on me, then yeah, I'm operating that way. Otherwise, if I have nothing, what do you have to go on? You can't just say, well, you look like this. That's hearsay. That picture of me is hearsay. But Wolf looks exactly like you. Yeah, could have my exact same fingerprints or voice print or whatever else. But if I don't swear that that's me, you can't say that that's me. It's a facsimile. Even if I'm the one who gave it to you. See, every day my hair changes. My eyes change. My head changes. My voice changes. So it is not 100% identical. And in law, if it's not 100% exactly listed there as it is by law, then it is not it, unless you agree to it. So I'm not agreeing that is me. Because when I show you my private ID or an ID lawfully given by the government with a different name on there, that is who I am. I am who I say I am. And that's all that I am. To the Most High. That being said, guys, have a great night. Thanks. Talk to you later. More videos coming, but the Wolf is going to be taking a break. So hit that bell, like, subscribe on the way out. Support. We're almost at 50,000. Let's do it. Come on, guys. Let's rally up. Let's get pushed over that 50 mark, and then it's all business. We're not going to worry about the numbers. We just need to get there. All right? Well, really, I would like 55, but 50, just let's crack it. And whoever is the 50th thousand subscriber, if I can catch it right on time, I may even take a block of people in that area. We'll try to figure out something awesome to do for you guys. So let's get over that hump. All right. Those people might get all of the files for free or something, or maybe I'll have them on the show. I don't know. We'll figure out something. All right. So shh, don't tell anybody. All right. And don't be out there trying to unsubscribe just to resubscribe, because I see when you guys jump back on. All right, guys, let's just get over the hump, and we'll take it from there. You guys take care, travel safe, and God bless America.